Nancy Mace is easily one of the most dishonest people in Congress. She's constantly flip-flopping on issues to try and land wherever the majority of her party is, and we'll show that at length in this video, but she can't help but get called out about this time and time again. However, despite this, it doesn't change the fact that she can go to far-right events and on far-right shows and pose as some sort of a moderate just to then feed into the gross confirmation bias of all their false talking points. Well, surprise, surprise, Nancy Mace, who just needed Haley's backing to get in office in 2022, as Trump called her crazy and then backed her primary opponent, has now flopped her tone on Nikki Haley completely and in total support of Donald Trump. Watch Abby Phillips brutally call her out about doing just this.
And a reminder, the South Carolina Congresswoman recruited Nikki Haley to help her get elected in 2022, when Donald Trump was the one who backed Mace's primary opponent. Trump at the time called Mace crazy and terrible. Now, fast forward to now.
Nikki Haley is China's favorite governor. And in fact, if she had her way, South Carolina would be manufacturing spy balloons right here in our state. She rolled out the red carpet for communist China when she was governor. Governor Haley started out as an accountant. She went from doing people's taxes to raising people's taxes.
Now, I am in no way here to defend Nikki Haley's record, but an easy tell to the integrity of someone is consistency. So as we roll this next clip, I want you to remember how she was talking about Nikki in that clip now that MAGA has clearly taken over her party, and let's see if she was speaking the same way when she needed her endorsement to get into power.
What a difference a year and some political wins make when Mace used to be all over Charleston about Haley's credentials. Listen.
Nikki, I mean, we love you. The Low Country loves you. You're numero uno here.
The only candidate on the stage that talked about how we should protect women and not demonize them was Nikki Haley.
She's just done tremendous work on the national stage, but also the global stage. And right now, we need leadership in this world.
I also want to thank former South Carolina Governor and UN Ambassador Nikki Haley. She is a rock star. And she's been on the campaign trail with us the last couple of days. She's become a good friend, a good mentor. She's a great leader.
And if you want to think, oh, the times have changed, a lot have changed since then. Well, no, they haven't. You would be completely wrong. But even if we granted that, this isn't the first time that she's done exactly this. Here is Nancy Mace just following the activities of January 6th.
I am so pissed off right now because millions of Americans have been misled to believe that members of Congress can single-handedly overturn the results of this presidential election via a vote to object the Electoral College. Millions of people across the country have been misled to believe that the Vice President of the United States can overturn the results of a presidential election. That is categorically false. That is not anything in our Constitution that Congress or the Vice President is able to.
Inflammatory and divisive. And so my question to you is, should there be accountability and consequences for those actions? If so, what?
Yeah, absolutely. There should be accountability for those actions from the president on down.
And here she is describing the danger she personally felt on that day.
At one point when we were evacuated because of the bomb threat, the pipe bomb threat, I was stuck in a narrow tunnel with 100 other people, staff and members of Congress. It was a very dangerous situation. Lives were put at risk. And my message to Americans today is it was a very sad day in our nation's history.
Now, given all the information we've seen thus far, do you think she still holds the same opinion today? It's also important to remember the remarks we just saw came during the small window where it seemed that January 6th was indeed going to be the point that America finally moved on from Donald Trump, and even Republicans were going to forget about him and find someone new before it all came crashing and burning down again. And now it's, of course, career suicide to hold these exact opinions that she just had today. So let's see what her tone about these events are now.
Hey everyone, Congresswoman Nancy Mace here. I'm in front of Trump Tower today, and I remember in 2015 when President Trump announced his run. I was one of his earliest supporters. I actually worked for the campaign in 2016. I worked in 7 different states across the country to help get him elected. I supported him again in 2020 because of policies I believed in. He brought American jobs back. He lowered our taxes, wages, and employment were better for every hardworking American in our country. He made America safer, and he took on China directly. And America was stronger all around the world. And quite frankly, freedom and democracy was stronger all around the world. And These are things I still believe in today, policies I believe in and continue to. As a strong fiscal conservative, I believe in putting America first. I believe in putting our country back on the path to prosperity.
These comments come, of course, after the first ones we saw got Trump to back her primary opponent, Katie Arrington, over her in 2022, labeling her crazy and leaving her to rely solely on Nikki Haley's endorsement to get her into office. Well, now she has to use her kind words to get back in his good graces and win him back over, and it just shows the exact kind of dishonest person she is, where she's willing to just flip-flop around continuously for political gain rather than stand on a strong set of morals. She's not backing Trump because she thinks he's a good candidate. You saw clearly how she felt about him after the actions of January 6th. She's backing him because it's an election year. And she needs to do something because she's been wildly unproductive. So her only hope is getting his endorsement and MAGA's backing as someone who has largely done their bidding for the last 2 years. If you enjoyed this video, we're Social Society. We're a commentary channel influenced by society, politics, and the economy. We are pretty left-leaning on this channel, but we're open to our right-wingers as well. The biggest thing here is having conversations that get everyone to the bottom of the truth. If that sounds like something that could interest you, consider smashing that subscribe button, leaving us a like, or even commenting on this video. We even have memberships available as low as $3 if you'd like to support, because the only way we become a society is together.